the church. I encourage you to join Mike as he takes us on his descent into the dark night of his soul, then back in time and around the world to validate that God truly is the master strategist. He is always with his people and always working to redeem the world through our relationships with him and with each other. In The Hole in Our Gospel, I challenged readers to consider what loaves and fish we can bring to Jesus with our own time, talents, and treasure. I think Mike's page-turning journey in thirsting for living water will stir your own memories and hopes, and could very well be the tool God is using to prepare you for the great adventure that he has prepared for you in his redemption story. Introduction. As president and CEO of Living Water International, I work with churches across America and around the world that have enabled over 6 million people to access safe water and experience the living water of Jesus Christ since 1990. Here in the United States, I work with some church communities where people say church is where they come alive and change the world. The whole family participates, and they invite their friends to join them. In some of these communities, non-religious people get involved because they want to change the world too. I also see other kinds of churches. I see churches where people want to live into their highest ideals of church, but they're bored, they feel stuck, or they feel like God is distant and uninvolved in their lives. In my experience, the first kind of church has identified where God is at work in the world and has found its role in that work, while the second kind has not. My vantage point at Living Water International gives me a unique perspective on this dynamic. Part of our work is to help churches identify how God is moving in people's lives, communities, and the world, and to equip them to connect with that work. We do this with churches in the United States and across Africa, South Asia, Latin America, and the Caribbean. I have a lot of sympathy for people who are not excited about church. There was a time when I felt that way too. In the prologue, you will learn how in 1987 in Senegal, West Africa, I got my first glimpse of how God is poignantly involved in human affairs. I did not go to Senegal to find God. I already knew God was an all-knowing and all-powerful creator who sustains all things. I went to Senegal to help someone install a windmill pump on a water well, because it seemed like an exciting adventure. Once there, seeing people dance with joy because they now had safe drinking water, I experienced the work of God as a master strategist who makes impossible things happen and who invites us to participate. I was undone to witness that God not only loves the Senegalese, but he included me in his redeeming work. I said yes to the God of this vision, and the next 30 years became one adventure after another on assignment for the master strategist, who has guided me every step of the way. Exactly 30 years later in 2017, everything I knew about God as the master strategist began to unravel with such force, it sent me spinning into the silence of darkness and doubt. In 6 short months, I faced death, economic crisis, leadership doubt, and natural disaster. After decades of Christian ministry leadership, my foundations were shaken. Maybe God is not the master strategist, inviting us to join him as he redeems the world, and providing for us as we go. Maybe God isn't involved in our affairs at all. Perhaps I had built my life on an illusion and had been inviting others to do the same all along. It seemed as though all the evidence was stacked against me. I saw no evidence of a coming resurrection, and big leadership decisions hung in the balance. This type of spiritual crisis is often referred to as the dark night of the soul, a phrase taken from a 16th century poem by St. John of the Cross. I had to dig deep for answers. Thirsting for living water is about the new hope I found in the light on the other side. This book contains many of my stories. I hope you are able to find your own stories while reading it. Most importantly, this is the story of the work that the body of Christ is doing in the world.